And we're back.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, May.
And now look at what B is saying.
Rude.
Oh, sorry, lady. Oh, sorry, that was on you.
Oh my god, you're
Look.
mixing up your cats.
I have 3 of them.
When are we? Are we plot wise like the day after their argument?
That was a while ago.
Yeah, we're the day after. Are we the day after?
Oh, we're at the day
Harfest?
after Harfest.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm with us now.
Okay. Look, jobs. Weird. Like when this was painted, it was like, hey, look out the window. We're all working. Things are great. Now it's like one of the graffiti murals after someone gets shot or hit by a car.
Oh, damn.
This, wow. This mural is really affecting you.
I forget that we live in separate realities.
Mine's clearly better.
Oh, time to leave. Dang.
Bee's like, nope, I'm out.
I can't jump in the library.
Hey,
I guess I could be her. Closing in 2 hours.
okay, cool.
Any idea where the microfiche is?
Microfiche.
Microfiche.
3rd floor.
Okay, thanks.
The library's so pretty. I want it.
Slow night?
Yep.
Spooky here, all alone.
I'd be spooked.
Larry's wandering around here somewhere.
Dude, this library looks amazing. I kind of want to go
Well,
to
so
it.
this is supposed to be a Carnegie library, essentially.
A what?
A Carnegie library. You've heard of those, right?
No?
So
What?
the robber barons, after like they plundered everything in America by making all their monopolies and everything like that, they
Yeah.
went on to go and basically like try and recontribute back to society.
Yeah, I know about that.
And so
Oh, so
the
it's
Carnegie
like-
libraries were done by Carnegie. I can't remember what his business was, but either way, he made libraries all across America, claiming he
Yeah,
was
like
going to educate the next generation. So that's
Yeah,
why like a whole bunch of small towns ended up with like, these really prestigious libraries. Especially, I think he was in the mining industry, if I remember right.
I'd like to say he was.
Okay.
Which
Yeah,
is
it's
why
like,
these libraries
where's
are also
Carnegie
near mining
Mellon?
towns.
I'm trying to think. Where's Carnegie Mellon University? That's in Pennsylvania, isn't it?
Yeah, that would make sense because this game also supposed to be in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
What?
It's Charity Barity.
What's Charity Barity?
How do you not know Charity Barity?
Sam, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
I assume this is something from school?
The school of being 5 freaking years old.
Alright. So this was a thing you liked as a kid?
No, I hated Charity Barity.
It does look really hateable.
It was like you were kidnapped by a cult or you were under some curse. I like the cult.
I'm actually going for curse. Look at that thing.
Immediately, DJ disagrees with Sam.
I mean,
we
it's
were,
the norm.
we were vibing last time.
We were very much vibing.
All right, what about you, Seb? Is Seb not here?
That's fucking why.
Oh.
I muted my mic on the mic.
What about you, Seb? Is that here?
I-
That's fucking why.
I love that. Did you go?
Uh,
Yeah.
You were kidnapped by a cult.
That's your vote?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hannah, are you also down for kidnapping by cult, or do you want to tie it up and then I be the tiebreaker?
Let's go kidnapped by a cult.
Lame.
Yeah.
Yay. And when they were like brainwashing you instead of some cult guy with a wavy dagger and a magic mask.
That's not... Okay, yeah. Sure, go on.
My apologies. Could you try and get Randall a little further away? He can chew on his bone. Sounds like he's really close to the mic.
Come here. You want a treat? Yeah, you do. Come on. Up. Good. Sit. Good. Okay. Oh, you have a paw. Good. Do you have another paw?
Here, you can go. Say your lines.
Instead of that, it was the effing pink nightmare.
You were scared of it?
No, I was beat.
I just
Do I spell out that?
I would slow down how you say it is all.
I was bored to death. It was talking forever about being kind to others.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, helping an old neighbor do engine repair?
That sounds nice. Charity Barity helps old Mr. Plonko fix his hovercraft.
Ugh, no, that's the worst part. It always rhymed.
Charity Barity. Pink Nightmarity.
Charity Barity, I just don't carity.
Jeez, they sure made a lot of these books.
I think they're still making them.
This one looks pretty old.
Charity Barity, danger everywhere tea.
Oh my gosh.
That's vague and disconcerting.
This is trauma.
Could have just kept updating that one book. Looks like someone left something open on this one.
It's a resume.
Bob Targ. Born 1967.
50 years old.
Oh, so yeah, the game's canonically taking place in 2017.
Let's see.
Which that means, if I'm doing the math right, May would be 26 now.
Huh.
Experience. Mining, construction, well drilling.
I never think about getting a job when I'm old.
50's not really old.
I mean, you should have money then, right?
Oh my gosh.
Ideally.
It should be guaranteed. Should be guaranteed in general.
You gonna join my young socialist chatterbox group?
I enjoy that B is on a young socialist chatterbox.
Going up.
That just feels right. Because she's a goth kid.
Oh, I was checking to see if there was a fourth floor, but turns out it just automatically takes me back down.
Third floor creepy.
Oh, wow. It's dusty up here.
It's old up here.
Sure is. Maybe your ghost is up here?
Yep, ghost. Or something. Wherever he was. He walked through a chain link fence. Or flew over it. Or something. While carrying something.
Oh, right. Well, that's even more impressive.
So we're gonna go find this guy. Because he took someone. And he's like somehow connected to the thing I've been going through. And that's not good. That all sounded a lot more badass in my head.
It's okay. It was fine.
I'm just making sure we're not missing anything. Okay.
Nope, no worries.
The whole room is dark, except for the halo around the one computer.
Alright, there she is.
Cool.
That's a microfiche.
A microfiche.
So...
I have no idea how to use it.
we'll put... Really?
I can't know how to do everything.
I'm sorry, but what expertise have you brought to this thus far?
This whole thing was my idea.
Are we doing anything?
No, your idea was ghost hunting. My idea is to do at least a tiny bit of research on it.
If you think it's so stupid, why are you here?
Because you're my friend, you asshole.
I will remind you we're on the Greg route right now as well. So isn't that nice that she says that still even
Yeah.
then?
Aww.
Yo, like, I thought we were on the B route for like a hot second. I'm like,
No, I haven't gotten us back over to the B file. I'm still on the
So-
Greg file right now.
okay, so we're on the Greg file. So what's happened so far is, whatchamacallit is, Halloween essentially, and then we're freaked out, but no one takes us seriously, right? My brain is in the proper canon space right now, right?
What?
Halloween happened. We saw the thing.
Yeah, but
We
what was
freaked
the
out.
that you were talking about before that?
I'm making sure that my head is in the right story space, story canon
Okay,
space.
you were saying something before, like the Halloween, though. It sounded like maybe I'm wrong.
I thought we were on B's route. That's what was confusing me.
Okay, no, we're on Greg's route. And yes,
We're on Greg's route. We did the Harfest for B, so maybe that's why she's being nice to us.
Mhm.
And
But I mean, that would have been the same for her route as well.
yeah, and then we
Like
And
all
then-
of this is the same on both routes.
wake up the next morning and we're freaked out. And we talked to our cop, Aunt Mall cop, and she's like, "Listen, I looked into it. You're freaking crazy."
Actually, we talked to her that same night. She's the one who found us at the fence. She's
yeah,
like, "What are you doing out here, May?" We tell her that we saw a kid get kidnapped. She then, the following morning, looks for everything. When May comes over there, Aunt Mall Cop says, "Look, we looked into everything. I'm going to double check with you. What did you claim you saw? Oh, now it's a ghost. May, please don't make my job more difficult."
yep. And then we talked with people in town. Cool. I'm good.
Aw, we friends, be a twish.
Here, let me get this set up. We'll be all night. We'll be here all night if your dumbass is in charge. Alright, so what are we looking for?
I want to steer.
No.
Move, I'm steering.
Ow! Jeez, May.
I'm sorry. Okay. How do we do this?
Step 1. Look at the screen. Step 2. Move around and look at stuff.
Step 3, find ghost.
Sure.
To the
Okay.
tragedy at Stafford Mine.
So I'm
Right.
going to try and get us through everything. So we got pie piracy. Dear citizens, please make note to keep your pies safe during the pleasant weather we are experiencing. Several ladies have reported pies from their kitchens disappearing at alarming rates. Even worse, the picky culprit is leaving behind only the rhubarb pies. Until this criminal is caught or the bad weather returns, we'll remind our housewives to make use of their pies safe indoors, or stick to rhubarb.
That's
This is interesting, but
Yeah, not exactly about a ghost.
I think this ghost likes pie. Come on, May.
No ghost to be found here.
The way you say ghost, it sounds like you don't believe me.
I don't. This is B.
This one?
No ghost!
Stanley T. Possum statue, known by residents as Posse, is finally slated for demolition. Posse closed in 1967, but Richard Colson, son of Samuel, had hopes of refurbishing the statue for new generations. Posse stood silent for close to 60 years, witnessing the beginnings of the demise of the railroad, the mines, and the coke works that ushered in his existence. Teens and other vandals broke into Posse over the years, and climbing up through Posse became a rite of passage for many young people in the area. Residents have been torn over what to do with the beloved but derelict structure over the years, but 3 years ago, pressure began mounting to have it torn down. A storm knocked off Posse's ear, and the next year Ralph Jenkins fell through from the staircase and broke both legs. Samantha Coulson, Glick, daughter of Richard, finally agreed that it was time for Posse to go. The demolition will begin at 12 p.m. on Saturday, and viewing areas will be set up at a safe distance.
No ghost here.
I hate it when pretty old things get torn down.
Progress Springs and Possum Springs.
Unless Posse's a horrible person, then tear him down.
Randolph Stafford, owner of the Bell's Hole Mine Works, has partnered with Samuel Coulson, owner of Coulson Coke Works, Daniel Glick, railroad magnate, and prominent business owner Harrison Schrageist, to make some stunning improvements throughout the town. The four men desire to build a model of progressive living right here in Possum Springs. The old miners' double houses on Elm Streets will be torn down and replaced with spacious single homes. A new elementary school will be opened nearby, along with a new state-of-the-art recreation center, courtesy of Arnold Applebaum. This is in addition to the improvements Randolph Stafford promised the previously striking miners.
Here.
There's been another sighting of an albino groundhog from a very reliable source this time. Edgar Stutter reports that he saw a pure
I
white
just
beast.
love this small town news.
Yeah, no, there's a reason why I'm reading through all these, because
It's
I will let
just
you
so
know, even
lovable.
those that aren't related to the ghosts, pay attention to them, because some of them are actually relevant. Not all of them, though. Most of them aren't.
Love it.
Mr. Stutter has declined to give any more of the exact location and implores his fellow hunters to admire this anomaly from afar and leave him to his business. We could not agree more with this upstanding citizen and remind townsfolk that if you are interested in seeing an albino creature, to stop by Sudi's barbershop for a peek at an albino raccoon. We're certain this will assist your mind in completing the search for the groundhog. Okay. Underground gases afflict many. The houses on Larch Street have been evacuated after the discovery of gas buildups in the basements was found to have led to hallucinations in scattered members of the households. For the past several weeks, residents have been complaining of family members who began hearing voices or seeing things that were not there. One older woman was found having animated discussion with an empty chair. When pressed, she calmly explained that she was talking to her sister, who had passed away some 50 years ago. 2 nights ago, the son of Carson Zimmer ran out of the house and leapt into Cooper's Pond 1 mile up the road. Before this, the child had been reading for bed and, according to another sibling, became increasingly agitated. The last words he uttered were about some sort of song before he dashed out of the house and into the night, where his watery grave awaited him. This last event persuaded residents to request help from officials to see if this is related to St. Leuven's lantern, a phenomenon where exposure to specific underground gases leads certain victims to experience waking dreams, auditory hallucinations, and a sense of unseen presences. Preliminary tests indicate that the gas is present in the homes, and mining officials are moving the residents until more tests can be completed.
That's where she's seeing her ghost. It's all a hallucination.
I will discuss that much later from now. Samuel Coulson has purchased 10 acres of land on the outskirts of Possum Spring, When we inquired as to what Mr. Coulson would use the land for, he would only remark that what was coming would delight both young and old for years to come. We are very anxious to be delighted. Alright, I'm gonna save little Joe for later. Okay, pie piracy, strike. Here we go, this is another one. A strike at Stafford Mine has been called. The idea first arose at the memorial of the 1888 explosion victims. Miners gathered in the home of Arthur Borowski to continue the memorial for their friends. They also began recounting all the promises the bosses had reneged on this past year, including basic safety measures to avoid another explosion. A group of 20 miners entered the mines to begin strike, and 30 more joined them before morning. All work has been stopped at the mine, and the miners are now striking in 8-hour shifts. Their wives and children have begun to bring food and water for the men. The bosses have stated that the mines were safer than they were a year ago, and that there is no need to act in this manner.
Note the last name.
Yeah, Arthur Borowski.
Mae's grandfather was
Not her
like,
grandpa. This is
grandpa.
before her grandpa.
nice. So it's just always run in Mae's family. They're always rebels.
Yeah, this is like either her great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather. Depending.
Love it.
New old store in Townie Center. The old Pickaxe hardware store is set to have its grand opening this Saturday. We received a sneak peek of the store yesterday, and our town will benefit greatly from this new addition. Roy Burge is bringing 25 years of building experience into his new adventure, and has stocked the shelves with all the nuts, bolts, and nails that you would need for any project, plus the latest in tools. Stop by to see the latest trends in everything from handsaws to hammers. Best of luck to Mr. Burge. Okay, so here's the tragedy at Stafford Mine. An explosion occurred at 6:20 at Stafford Mine. All work has ceased while men attempt to rescue any survivors. So far, 3 men have been pulled out alive, along with 20 dead. The explosion that occurred 10 miles deep in the mine, and only one group of men were able to escape before the elevator's rope snapped, and the next group of men plummeted to their death. So far, hopes of finding more survivors is low. The main path to the tunnel caved in due to the explosion, and survivors are still attempting to piece together exactly where everyone was during the accident.
No ghost here.
Okay, spectral happenings. Strike lumbers on. The strike is now its 30th day with no end in sight. The bosses have refused to meet with the miners, saying their demands are too fantastical. The miners claim they are only asking the bosses to adhere to safety standards that are already the law. The National Guard was called in after last week's scuffle, and Coulson Coke Works Union has joined the cause, which has caused an uptick in national press arriving at the site. The women's camp has expanded its services from serving meals to beating any non-union miner from entering the mines. So far, they have been successful in both ventures.
Beat the shit out of that guy. He's trying to get in.
Oh man, there's so much. Okay. Alright, we got that one. Spectral happenings, tragedy at the mine. Alright, Possum Massacre. Severe violence broke out at the Stafford Mine today. The bosses arrived to attempt to renew talks and were taunted by some of the children present. Rocks were thrown, the National Guard and strike bearers opened fire on the crowd. After a few minutes, the smoke cleared and the gory scene revealed. 9 miners are dead, with a dozen more injured. A young brother and sister were shot dead as they were delivering a package of food to their father and uncle, who was on strike below when the shooting broke out. The photograph of the 2 children, aged 7 and 9, who were shot in cold blood, has circulated far outside of our little county. The heinous act led to a personal visit from the governor to the strike site to meet with strikers. Independent inspectors were also brought in, and talks finally began, 45 days since the start of the strike. The bosses have agreed to comply with the current safety standards and honor the demands of the miners.
Takes a kid getting shot.
No ghost here.
Yeah, keep that in mind, unfortunately. Events. The last trolley will make its run September 4th. Bernie Goss, the longest employee with 25 years as an operator, will pick up passengers starting at Market Street Tunnel entrance and will end at the trolley garage, where light refreshments will be served and a speech will be given by Congressman Archibald Reed. Twin Club will be meeting at the Stags on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. This month's craft will be knitted hats for the soldiers, along with a potluck. All mothers of twins of any age are welcome.
Dude, what I wouldn't give for trolleys to still be as popular as they once were.
Alright, this is a good one. Strange but True, A Tale of Teeth. Strange but True is our ongoing series about the weird forgotten aspects of Deep Hollow County history and culture, published weekly. Bad bosses figure heavily into Possum Springs history, and this morbid tale of crime and secret societies is no exception. The story goes, in 1870, a local mine boss was skimming workers on their pay. A group of miners confronted him while he was in the act. He denied everything, many with a slur, and punched the miners' leader, Daniel Glace, in the face, causing him to lose his last remaining tooth. The miners knew how much Darney's tooth... Oh, it was Darnell. Okay. How much Darney's tooth meant to him, and they descended on the boss. A few held the boss down while others removed all his teeth with pliers. The teeth were passed out to the miners, and a secret society was created with a vow to protect the workers' interests. Membership was based on owning one of these teeth, and each was marked with a symbol of their own choosing. These symbols were used around the coal patch to organize meetings and make announcements. The boss survived his attack, but never named his attackers for fear of implicating himself. When he died a few years later, members dug up his grave to retrieve his skull. It was used in ceremonies performed before going out for retribution. All would gather around, place their teeth into the sockets, and later retrieve their tooth after the retribution was completed. Upon a member's death, their tooth would be passed down to a new member. Teeth of members in jail would be left in sockets until their fates were decided. After the strike of 1889, the society dwindled. Occasionally, a descendant of these strange men will find a tooth with strange markings in their home. Strange but true.
Yo!
Oh wow, this is gnarly. And awesome.
May, how do you not remember? I remember.
Oh my god.
Yes. Did you just remember?
Yeah, she did.
Yes!
Don't worry, this is gonna come back up.
Yay! Does
Deep Hollow
anybody
County
else remember, or
Morons.
is this just me?
No, I remember.
Yeah, well, of course you remember. This is your second time playing.
Deep Hollow County mourns. The final group of bodies from the 1888 explosion has been recovered 2 days shy of the 1-year anniversary of the tragedy. These 5 men bring the total of dead to 112. 2 of the men, Addison Pine and Henry Harvey, were the ones who set off the explosion. Although mine bosses had been informed that gas pockets were present in that section, they elected to not inform Pine and Harvey of the possible danger. The other 3 bodies belonged to Peter Bledsoe, Christian Stanoff, and Peter Lachta. Peter Lachta's funeral arrangements will be handled by Father Litz's, as the man's widow has since returned to Hungary with his 2 orphans.
Yo, these bosses suck.
Oh yeah, no. I do appreciate that the game does not sugarcoat that robber barons were some of the worst people to ever exist in history.
Mm-hmm.
Sound off opinion line. We would like to remind the men of our town to please refrain from spitting on the sidewalk. This unsanitary habit is unseemly and beneath you. Parents, please be sure your daughters are not participating in the new trend of skirts showing the ankles. I do not think we need to remind you that which road of brimstone this temporary fashion trend will lead your dear daughters down. I have been witnessing more and more teenage girls coming into our town on a Saturday night unchaperoned, using vulgar slang terms, certainly unfit for me to print here, and blocking the sidewalks by walking arm in arm. They are loud and also flirt with boys unabashedly while smoking cigarettes. These young ladies need to be stopped before our young ladies get any ideas or our boys fall in love with the wrong girl. Young men have been seen around Possum Springs engaging in ridiculous behavior of wearing mismatched patterns in their suits. This type of outfit will be all the rage in Bright Harbor, but good luck getting any respectable businessman around here to employ you. You all look like rabid clowns. Councilman Puginskaya's plan for 3rd Street is a joke. What else is there to say?
Beautiful.
Alright, I think we've gotten all of them, so it's now the actual ghost ones. Right? Oh yeah, I remember we did read that one. Alright. So then the first one would be local ghost Lil Joe at it again. As school children are quick to inform you, Possum Springs has at least one resident that won't show up on any census survey. Lil Joe, purportedly the ghost of Joe Shade, a miner who died in mysterious circumstances some decades ago, is a favorite spook story of the whimsical and weird members of our community. His most recent activities seem to involve him getting up out of his coffin in the old section of Possum Springs Cemetery and strolling around, unnerving visitors to the largest graveyard in Deep Hollow County. His grave has become a destination for unruly and often destructive local youths, and as such, Possum Springs City Council is considering erecting an iron gate to protect the historical tombstones that fill the small hollow where Joe Shade lies buried. Police have also stepped up patrols in the area. Be warned, thrill seekers, you may not see a ghost, but you may see a fine for trespassing.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Scooch so I can see. Graveyard. That's a gimme.
I mean, if you're looking for ghost stuff, that's where they make a lot of them.
Looks like they saw him in the old section. Oh, cool. That's where his grave is. I'm actually interested in that.
Do not be interested. This is like actual dangerous ghost stuff.
I like history.
Ghosts are history. History that won't stay history.
Ha ha ha. That's actually pretty good.
Oh wait, I didn't see this one. The Stanley T. Possum statue has officially opened to the public, and we have to say we are smitten! For 2 cents, one can enter Stanley and spend quite a lovely time looking around Possum Springs of yesteryear in the museum. Enjoy some popcorn and fresh lemonade in the snack parlor, decorated with Tiffany glass electric lights before heading up a full 10 feet to see the sights of our beloved town through the eyes of this grand possum. There's even a beautiful train diorama that will delight both young and old. We predict Stanley T. Possum will be a sight that will be passing through our town, that all passing through our town will desire to behold and will be sure to draw many crowds.
Ouch. Ouch.
Spectral happenings at Possum Jump. 2 local sweethearts were startled this past Sunday night as they hiked along the wooded overlook known as Possum Jump. According to the Lovebirds, at approximately 11:45 p.m., poor Randall, a figure appeared to walk from the edge of the cliff out into the open air and then disappeared. Forestry workers the next morning were unable to locate any evidence of anyone having leapt from the great height, leaving the exact nature of what the two saw a mystery. A decent hike into the state forest hills, Possum Jump is famous for its beautiful view of the Echo Reservoir. It also holds historical importance as it hosts the lonely graves of several persons involved in the Possum Massacre.
Hey, look at this!
Yeah.
Looks like Possum Jump?
Let me read it.
It's Possum Jump.
Okay, yeah. That's back up in the state park, right?
Yeah.
Ever been up there?
Nope. Gonna check it out, though.
Go nuts.
Ghostly rumors haunt New Historical Society. The Possum Springs Historical Society conversion of the Schreckgeist House into its new headquarters and education center has hit a snag. Custodial head Jed Newsom has resigned, citing strange occurrences in the old manor. I'd be there after hours doing my work, and I'd hear someone walking around trying doorknobs. I came out to see who was fooling, but there was never nobody there, said Newsom. Trying to get this map room operational for the children, all while I'm looking over my shoulder expecting to see a god knows what. Mr. Newsom had previously requested to work only daylight hours when other staff were present in the building, but even that proved to be too terrifying. I don't go in the off-limits area anymore. I don't go up past the second floor, and then only to go to the office. I know the others laugh, say I'm seeing Little Joe or something, but they can all go spit. Little Joe, for the uninitiated, was a local ghost story popular some years ago. The Possum Springs Historical Society has refused to comment on Mr. Newsom's claims at this time.
Hey! Ghost spotted.
Historical Society?
History that won't stay history. In a history place.
History place?
Yeah, I've never been.
You didn't go back in school?
I think this was when I wasn't in school.
Oh. After the softball incident.
Yeah, I mostly just watched TV and did therapy.
Well, it's actually a pretty cool old house. Used to be owned by one of the mine owners or something.
I hear you, Randall. Ugh. I will take him out. He's okay.
Thank you.
The buddy's like, guys, I don't know how to say this any more clearly. I don't need to go out in a little bit. I need to go out right now.
Don't worry, we're about to wrap up this one. Once we get through this one, I'm going to call this episode and we'll start the next one when you get back.
Okay, that'll work then.
Railroad? Mine? Steel mill? Something like that?
An actual haunted house.
No. Elementary school kids are there all the time. They have, like, summer arts and crafts programs.
Oh, well, still worth checking out. Okay, well, that's like 3 leads. Let's boogie.
Let's boogie? Also, is that it?
Yeah, or... Nah, let's look at more stuff. Yee.
No, like, that's it. So,
Yee. 3 clues, we got 3 leads.
You're a regular detective.
Mae Borowski, a detective of ghosts.
Alright, let's go.
okay. And we'll continue this next time. Say
Woo!
goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.